Right now, somewhere in your pocket or on the table beside you, a small rectangle of glass is calling to you. You feel it before you even think about it. A faint pull, a small itch. You haven't checked your phone in 11 minutes, and some part of you is keeping count. You tell yourself it's a bad habit, a modern problem, something willpower should fix. But the real answer is far stranger. Your brain isn't broken, it's ancient, and it's running a program that was never designed for glass rectangles at all. Think about your ancestors for a moment. Not your grandparents, not even early farmers. Go back further. Picture a small group of humans on an open savanna 60,000 years ago scanning the horizon. Their survival depended on one specific skill, noticing change. A rustle in the grass, a shift in the wind, a new shape on the ridgeline. The humans who noticed change first lived. The humans who didn't often didn't. So, evolution built you a brain that is exquisitely tuned to new information. Psychologists call this novelty bias, and it's not a flaw. It's a feature that kept your ancestors alive for hundreds of thousands of years. Every unfamiliar sound, every flicker of movement, every unexpected detail triggered a tiny surge of attention. Not because it was always dangerous, but because it might be. Here's where it gets strange. Your phone behaves exactly like that ridgeline. Every notification is a rustle in the grass. Every red dot is a shift in the wind. Your phone doesn't know the difference between an actual predator and a stranger liking your photo. To the oldest parts of your brain, both events are just labeled something changed. Pay attention now. Researcher B.J. Fogg, who studies behavior design at Stanford, has spent decades showing how small triggers shape enormous patterns of action. His research on what he calls tiny habits reveals something uncomfortable. We don't need big rewards to form compulsive behavior. We need small, unpredictable ones delivered often enough that checking becomes automatic. And that unpredictability is the real engine here. Psychologist B.F. Skinner discovered this decades ago with pigeons, not people. He found that animals rewarded on a random schedule, sometimes getting a reward, sometimes not, pressed a lever far more compulsively than animals rewarded every single time. Predictable rewards create routines. Unpredictable rewards create obsessions. Your phone is quite literally a Skinner box you carry in your hand. You don't know if the next refresh of your feed will be boring or fascinating. You don't know if your message will get a reply in 2 minutes or 2 hours. That uncertainty is the hook, not the content itself, the not knowing. Why does this feel so urgent though? Why does ignoring a notification feel almost physically uncomfortable? Because for most of human history, ignoring information was dangerous. If a member of your tribe gestured towards something, you looked. If the group suddenly went quiet, you paid attention immediately. Social information wasn't entertainment, it was survival data. Who is angry at whom? Who has more status today? Who might exclude you from the group tomorrow, when exclusion from the group often meant death? Anthropologist Robin Dunbar has spent his career studying how human brains evolved specifically to track social relationships. His research suggests our brains ballooned in size largely to handle the staggering complexity of group living. Who likes whom? Who owes whom? Who said what about whom? Gossip in his framework wasn't a trivial pastime. It was the social glue and the security system of early human bands. Now look at your phone again. Every text, every comment, every like is a tiny piece of social information. Your ancient brain doesn't see a notification. It sees a fragment of tribal news that might affect your standing in the group, and it insists, quietly but constantly, that you cannot afford to miss it. This is the twist most people never notice. You think you're addicted to your phone. You're actually addicted to a 6 million-year-old survival instinct that your phone happens to trigger perfectly, over and over, dozens of times a day. Consider what happens chemically when you check it. Neuroscientists have shown that anticipating a reward releases more dopamine than receiving one. The checking itself, the swipe down, the half second before the screen refreshes, that's where the chemical spike happens. Not the content, the anticipation, which means you're not really chasing information at all. You're chasing the moment right before you get it, over and over, all day. Does this mean you're weak? No. It means you're human, equipped with with a brain that took hundreds of thousands of years to build and about 15 years to be reverse engineered by people whose entire job is keeping your attention. That's not a coincidence either. Former Google design ethicist Tristan Harris has spoken at length about how technology companies employ teams specifically to study attention and persuasion, drawing on the very psychology described above: the pull to refresh gesture, the infinite scroll, the red notification badge. None of it is accidental. All of it is built on instincts that are older than language itself. So what do you actually do with this knowledge? You stop blaming yourself for a weak will, for starters. Your brain is doing exactly what it evolved to do. The environment around it changed faster than evolution ever could. You can also work with that ancient wiring instead of against it. Turning off notifications doesn't remove your novelty bias. It just removes the artificial rustling in the grass that keeps triggering it. Researchers studying digital well-being have found that simply making your phone less visually stimulating, switching to grayscale, removing badges, reduces compulsive checking measurably without requiring any extra willpower at all. And maybe every once in a while, when you feel that small pull in your pocket, it's worth pausing for just a second, not to resist it with shame, but to notice it with curiosity. That itch isn't a personal failure. It's a 60,000-year-old survival instinct, still scanning the horizon, still looking for the rustle in the grass. Tonight, somewhere in your pocket or on the table beside you, that same small rectangle of glass will call to you again. And this time, you'll know exactly who's really asking you to look.